What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hopefully your Thursday has been going great so far, but we have a lot of very important updates that I want to get to, so let's jump right into it. First, I know a lot of people have been saying they have still not received their the $1,200 stimulus check. They still not have received their $600 stimulus check, and they're still waiting on their $1,400 stimulus checks. If this is the case, according to the IRS, if you want your first or second stimulus check, all you have to do is go and file taxes. There will be a little box that you can check. I think it's like box 30 or line 30 on your taxes. You can go and get your $1,200 and $600 stimulus check. So make sure you go and do that. And as far as the $1,400, here's what you need to do. As of right now, the IRS is saying that they have sent out every single stimulus check. This means through direct deposit and through paper check and prepaid debit cards. So what you need to do, I know I don't want to say it, but this is what the IRS is saying, that go to the Get My Payment portal on the irs.gov website and check to make sure the IRS actually sent you a check. Because in some cases, some people might not get one. It would just be an IRS error. And if that's the case, all you got to do is do a payment trace with the IRS. It's actually pretty simple. It will take less than 6 weeks according to some, and then you should have an answer. Now, in regards to the fourth stimulus check, again, we don't know what it's going to be. We don't know if it's going to be $2,000, $1,000, another $1,400, $1,200, maybe another $600 stimulus check. We don't know. But what we do know is that this was being headed up by progressives in the House. However, at this time, I just want to warn you, this isn't a guarantee. This isn't, okay, we are going to get a fourth stimulus check. No, it's not a guarantee. It's highly likely, but there is something that actually has come out today that could ultimately put a halt on stimulus talks. Here's what we know. Right now, okay, again, I just want to warn you that some members of the House are starting to shift their focus to other things. And you may have heard of this already, but I want to bring this to your attention for those of you that haven't. So an additional stimulus check at this time might not be the main focus for some. Here's what we know. As of today, Representative Rashida Tlaib is calling for defunding the police. Now, and this isn't just for certain cities, certain states. This is defunding the police all over the United States. And what she is trying to do is put a focus on that. And chances are is because of the recent shootings. And this is very important. When an officer pulls out a gun thinking it's a taser and it's actually a pistol, that is a big mistake. And so this is what some are calling for is let's defund the police. And let's get them back into additional training. They say police should have the same standards as everybody else. If you injure or kill a person, then you must be held accountable. But why am I even bringing this up? Why does this even matter? Well, first off, it matters because, if someone is being shot or being profiled, obviously that's not right? This is, 2021. We shouldn't be going through this. But the reason I bring this up is because, again, I don't do a lot of this news stuff. I do more of the financial issues and things like that. But this issue actually does affect stimulus and any potential stimulus, because if progressives, or specifically Rashida Tlaib, decide I'm going to stop pushing the fourth stimulus check, because yes, that's important. However, saving lives is even more important. And some would argue, which they've already have on Twitter, is, well, yeah, it is important to save lives and prevent deaths, but at the same time, we are seeing people die. People are going hungry. People are going homeless because they don't have enough food to eat. They don't have any income. They have no money in the bank. So right now, the reason I want to bring this up is because we are starting to see a shift. And I don't know what the shift is going to look like in a week, 2 weeks, or a month. But what I can tell you right now is we're starting to see a shift. Some are saying that, yes, we need to provide for the American people, but at the same time, we need to keep the American people safe. So we will see what happens. Now, in some other news on the upcoming bills, and this is extremely important as well, is that as of right now, Democrats say that they must make bold and immediate action to preserve the democracy and provide for the American people. Now, this is something we have seen before. We have heard this many times before. The Democrats have said multiple times, we need to provide big and bold stimulus. We need to provide big and bold action. We need to do something, and it must be big and bold. Well, this is the same thing. They're saying they need to see bold and immediate action to preserve democracy and provide for the American people. They're also getting a group of people together to push for 4 more justices in the Supreme Court. I addressed this earlier on this morning. I actually talked about it late last night as well. And the reason why I bring this up is because if we see Democrats push, and this gets the backing of President Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, all the top Democratic leaders, if they start to see the support from them, here's what's going to happen. Republicans are going to be furious. They already are. But they are going to be furious. They will not want to have any type of bipartisan support in an infrastructure bill. Yes, Republicans want to be heard, but at the same time, they don't want to give Democrats an out. And as of right now, according to a few Republicans, they say we are giving Democrats multiple outs on this next bill. But here's the issue. Right now, we know that President Biden does not agree with adding 4 more justices to the Supreme Court today. He doesn't want to do that right now. What we are hearing, and this is actually what Nancy Pelosi said earlier on today as well, she said, and I quote, "I have no intention to bring it to the floor." Simply put, she does not plan on bringing any proposal to the floor of the House that is going to push for 4 more justices on the Supreme Court, at least not right now. She said that she backs President Biden and his move to create a commission to study the possible expansion, and that she might support adding additional justices later at a later date. But as of right now, this is not the priority. The priority at this point isn't the Supreme Court. It isn't stimulus in the eyes of Nancy Pelosi. It is infrastructure. That is what President Biden is wanting to do. That is what we are going to move forward with. So, this actually has many Democratic lawmakers saying that going big and taking back this nation must be done now. We have the power, so why not give the American people what they want? One lawmaker even came out and said, it is ironic that Speaker Pelosi kept saying that the American people voted Democrat because they wanted Democratic policies, but now she is rather quiet. And this is actually something that I said the other day as well, that Nancy Pelosi has been surprisingly quiet. She's been sitting back and pretty much watching everything. Everything's been unfolding. We're seeing different proposals, different ideas. People are throwing around different numbers. Republicans and Democrats go back and forth. And Nancy Pelosi hasn't really said a thing. But this one lawmaker, who's a Democrat, says the exact same thing, that she's just staying quiet. But when she was calling and saying to Republicans that we need to pass additional stimulus, we need to pass this and that, it was because the American people voted Democrat. 85 billion people voted for President Biden? And that was her take is, okay, 85 million people voted Democrat. That must mean everybody wants Democratic policies. And right now, that's not the case. Democrats are actually reining it in a little bit, holding back, not passing everything that they want to. And for what reason? Some say it's because President Biden wants to see some type of bipartisan support. Others say that no, Democrats are actually scared that if they push too hard, this could hurt them in the upcoming election in 2022. Now, this could also just be another tactic to try and get Nancy Pelosi to side with the junior representatives. But honestly, I don't think this tactic is going to work on Nancy Pelosi. She's been in Congress long enough. I think she knows what she's going to see. So whether she knows what she's doing or not, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Another big thing is that isn't really being discussed too much lately. This is something I wanted to bring up because a few people mentioned this today, is the budget reconciliation. What we know is Democrats were worried that President Biden wasn't going to play nice with Republicans. And this would ultimately cause Senator Joe Manchin to not support the infrastructure bill, no matter how big or how small it was. No matter how influential President Biden may be, Joe Manchin wasn't going to support it because he stated from the beginning, I don't just want to see another budget reconciliation. We have to find support across the aisle. But at this time, it looks like President Biden is taking Republicans' concerns into account, and he's going to do this before he really pushes for this next bill. Some say this is a smart move, some say this is a bad idea, but as of right now, he is sticking to his word. He is going to try to find some type of bipartisan support, and as we move forward, hopefully we get a little more answers. Today, Senator Joe Manchin, he said this: there's no number that should be set on it at all. And he's referencing the infrastructure bill. He also came out and said, he mentioned that he supports the bill. He wants to see this go through, but we have to figure out a way to pay for it. We know that Senator Capito, he wanted to try and push an $800 billion bill. But from what we are hearing, Senator Joe Manchin, he said he just wants to figure out a way to pay for whatever the bill costs. And he said, and I quote, "We're going to do whatever it takes. If it takes $4 trillion, I do $4 trillion, but we have to pay for it." And that brings us to the next major problem. This is where the problem lies and has been for some time. What we know is Congress, as of right now, cannot agree to a way to pay for a $4 trillion infrastructure bill. Republicans will not go for a $4 trillion bill. They say it's too expensive, and they say as of right now, we only need between $600 and $800 billion. This entire thing, as of right now, will not pass. What Republicans know, what we know, is that there's not 50 votes in the Senate from Democrats to get this bill through. It's not there yet. We also know, I think as of today, the House can only lose 2 votes. 2 votes. 2 Democratic votes can be lost in the House before the bill just doesn't pass. That is a big, big deal because as of right now, some in the House, many in the House, do not support the bill as it stands. Some say it's not big enough. Others say it's too big. Others say we need to adjust certain figures. Some say we want to see Medicare for all. Some say we need additional stimulus. Others say, no, let's just pass it as it is. So as of right now, everybody has their opinion, but nobody is agreeing on anything. So as of right now, it seems like everybody's fighting over what should and should not be included into this bill. The tough part about this is that as of right now, stimulus is still needed, but many lawmakers that want to see it included aren't really pushing it as hard as they should be. Some experts say that we need more lawmakers to start pushing these different bills or else we will not see anything. But when it comes to bipartisan support, here's what you need to understand. Stimulus is not high up on that list. It's just not. Infrastructure is the next big priority. We've already passed the $1.9 trillion stimulus package, and that was on the heels of a $900 billion stimulus package that brought us additional $600, another 11 weeks of unemployment benefits. Then the 1.9 brought us another $1,400 and additional unemployment benefits all the way till September 6th. So we are expecting to see the child tax credits in July, so that should be good news. But what we do know is if more COVID cases arise throughout the United States, then the additional stimulus check could resurface again. As of right now, some are saying that it's not dead, but some are saying that it probably has a 20 to 25% chance of passing as of this afternoon. So again, the other day I said, I personally, and after reading a lot of reports, watching interviews and things like that, many experts believe the same thing. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy on YouTube reporting the news. But many experts believed yesterday it was about 60%. Today, it's about 20 to 25. I personally think it's probably closer to 40 to 50%. But again, I'm no expert. I'm just a guy on YouTube reporting the news from everything that I read and see. So as of right now, what I can tell you is if we start to see more states reopen completely, if we see the cases start to level off, we see more people decide to get the vaccine, then a stimulus check is seen as highly unlikely at this point. However, some say if it happens, it would most likely happen in the fall. So as of right now, this is what we know. But as always, I will keep you updated with everything that I learn. I just want to thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.